No traffic improvements matter more than making sure that our families, neighbors, and communities are safe on this road.
Today on CCX News, concerns raised at a Brooklyn Center Council meeting. At issue, safety on Highway 252. The Minnesota Department of Transportation is collecting feedback on its Highway 252 and Interstate 94 project meant to increase safety. A Brooklyn Center-based group is pushing back, believing the project will do the opposite.
Safety first. That's their mission, says the Brooklyn Center City Council-sanctioned Highway 252 Task Force. They made those concerns known on Monday at a council meeting.
We urge you to deny municipal consent for MnDOT's flawed plans for 252.
Right now, Highway 252 is an expressway. That essentially means it has stoplights. And MnDOT's 4 to 6 lane option would make the road a freeway, removing the stoplights and adding on and off ramps. They also could just leave the road as it is.
And he was a good driver.
Tara McCarthy shared an emotional testimony about her son Jason, who was struck from behind and killed by a drunken driver in 2014 at the intersection of 73rd and Highway 252.
According to MnDOT's records, between July 2014, when Jason died, and now, there have been 9 more fatal crashes in the Highway 252 I-94 project area. That's 9 more families, 9 more communities of friends that have a horribly different reality than they had hoped and planned for.
MnDOT spokesperson Ricardo Lopez said in a statement that the freeway conversion plan is meant to reduce those crashes. Still, the task force believes that plan could actually decrease safety. Other group members testified over video, accusing MnDOT of not meeting its objectives.
MnDOT states they apply the 7-pillar livability framework to all projects. We don't see it.
They also expressed safety concerns over a possible interchange going in at 66th Avenue. MnDOT is still looking at options for the project, and Lopez said many claims about the project are false. Currently, he explained, much of the information available about interchange design are guidelines. He said there are ways to safely create those spaces in urban environments. In Brooklyn Center, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
The Minnesota State Patrol says a Plymouth man was struck and killed walking onto a roadway overnight after crashing his vehicle. The incident happened just after midnight Tuesday on southbound 169 in Scott County. The Minnesota State Patrol says the Plymouth man went into a ditch and rolled his vehicle. The State Patrol says he then entered the roadway when he was struck by another vehicle. It's unclear what led to the rollover or the fatal collision. As we went to air Tuesday afternoon, the identity of the man had not been released, though the State Patrol says he was 36 years old. The State Patrol says it expects to release more information Wednesday. There's more students on campus at a local community college than there have been in years.
There's a buzz. There's definitely a level of excitement that we haven't seen in a number of years. I've compared it to almost pre-pandemic atmosphere.
North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park has seen an 8% bump in new enrollment this fall. That means nearly 5,000 students are attending the college this fall. Dual enrollment programs for high school students like PSEO are one reason for the increase. Students are also using the state's new North Star Promise Scholarship to cover their tuition costs.
About 180 of those students came and enrolled this fall, which is super exciting. So we're seeing the fruits of that wonderful opportunity, and we're hoping that we continue to see more.
Officials say there's been an increase in returnee enrollment as well this year. Do you have jewelry passed down to you by family members and have no idea what it's worth? In Business Matters, we visit a Maple Grove jewelry store that's hosting an event where people can earn big money by selling old family heirlooms.
This was a beautiful herringbone chain.
Gems and precious metals are big business.
The goal is always to keep these items in circulation.
Just ask Kelly Sternow. She's made a living out of it.
This has been a fantastic year. We're thriving, really moving forward.
1 year ago, Sternow opened Croft & Stern, a locally owned and operated jewelry store along Main Street in Maple Grove.
Many people have come into this studio looking for a small business specifically. They want that family jeweler feel. It's something they maybe used to have.
Sternow says there is a good reason for customers seeking out that family feel. That's because they may have family jewelry passed down from generations.
Antique and estate pieces.
Sternow says her business is one of the only places in the Northwest Metro that sells antique jewelry, defined as pieces that are more than 100 years old. Estate jewelry is also sold here.
Not only do we think estate jewelry is super cool, it's absolutely beautiful. The craftsmanship is amazing.
In fact, they think estate jewelry is so cool, they'd like to talk to anyone who may want to sell such a thing.
If you have family heirlooms that maybe are just collecting dust in a closet, you don't really know what to do with it, that's what they're here for.
Croft & Stern is hosting an event where buyers will look at people's jewelry and offer money on the spot.
This is really set up to promote sustainability and to capture those items, to resell them to other people who would be interested in those heirlooms.
Gold, silver, and platinum jewelry, even antique watches, can have significant value.
So if you had pocket watches that were still running or still working, that is ideal, but not necessary.
A full set of sterling silver silverware, for example, could fetch upwards of $1,000.
Absolutely.
The goal would be to sell these estate pieces to people who would use them. After all, why buy new when slightly used will do?
You get money for them that would be appropriate for the value, and then you can rest assured that someone else is actually going to be able to enjoy those pieces.
That event, hosted by Croft & Stern, is September 17th through the 19th. Anyone interested in selling their antique jewelry would need to make an appointment online. We have that link at ccxmedia.org.